Stealing Home is amazing. This might be my favourite CSI episode so far. Considering I'm only 15 episodes in, there is time for that to change, but I absolutely adored this. This is, of course, the 15th episode of the 12th season, and there will be spoilers from now. Up until this point, when I've discussed CSI, I've not shared spoilers, and then I've maybe shared some spoiler thoughts, but I think I'm going to just change and start saying spoilers from the beginning, because at least for me, when I watch this kind of TV show, I don't want to know anything about it until I've seen it. I want the element of surprise all of the way through. So from now on, I'm just going to say spoilers from the beginning, and this episode is fantastic. So I have some specific things that I want to mention, that I want to praise, but in general, the whole thing was fabulous. It starts off with somebody calling in the fact that their wife has disappeared, but so has their house. It seems like somebody has just moved their house in the middle of the night. And this actually deals with siblings who all want their mother's house, but their mother didn't have a will. She didn't leave it to anybody in particular, so it's very unclear what's going to happen. That sounds quite mundane, but there are dead bodies in this, and not all of them are murders. And I absolutely love this. I think it's such a fascinating story. And as I said, there will be spoilers as I share some more details about this. But before I go into specifics, I just want to say that this narrative is so expertly constructed from start to finish. I thought the structure of the narrative was amazing. The pacing was great. The rate at which they brought in new people, absolutely incredible. They let us believe certain things and then made us realise that what we were believing was not true. And I have some examples of that as well. And I just thought it was so perfect. And then we have the graphic detail, which I love with CSI. And we have several occasions where it's so fantastic. And I have nothing but praise for every aspect of this. And I will now share a few specific things that I thought were very well done. And the first one that I loved is the body under the house. They had a little Wizard of Oz fun with it because he's wearing red shoes. And it's very much 1,000 ways to die. They suspect, and it seems likely, he was reaching for the jack under the house. It slipped, the house crushed him. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then there was a dead body in the house. And before we learn how this person was killed, we learn that they slid out of the house when the house was moving, fell into the road, and then we have this amazing bit of footage where we see the truck or the lorry going over the body, and it's absolutely fantastic. There's definitely a lot of blood in this episode, and Finn's role is amazing. The only thing that annoys me about Finn, and it's such a stupid thing to get annoyed about, but she introduced herself as Finn, F-I-N-N, but her surname is Finlay, with one N. So if you're going to create a nickname out of your surname, why are you adding extra letters? It should just be F-I-N. I don't know if there's a specific reason why she's added the extra N, but that really irritated me beyond belief. And I know it's such a stupid thing to get annoyed by. The blood, though, in this is incredible. And Finn's expertise is amazing. She talks about expirated blood, and she's got this brilliant knowledge. And I'm really looking forward to learning from her. I really hope they utilise this character as much as possible and teach us as much as possible. I've learned a little bit about, obviously, having consumed a lot of true crime content. I have a pretty decent knowledge about blood in crime scenes, but I've learned a little bit so far. I learned about ghost rings back in one of the first episodes of this season, and while I'm aware of expirated blood, I never really thought about it and how it could help in evaluating a crime scene. So that was something that I thought was really fascinating, and I cannot wait to see what else we do with this character. And then we have a couple of shocking reveals. One, Debbie is alive. Was not expecting that. And then we have the body in the wall, and we have this amazing speed up of the composition of this body, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then the other element of surprise there is that it wasn't the father. And I just so was convinced that that's the father and that's where he went. And it was just amazing. And then, of course, at the end, we have Finn with the chainsaw. And I'm really loving this character. I know it's early days, but so far I think she's fantastic. And I cannot wait to see what she brings to future episodes, and I think she has an amazing energy. Really, really love her. Cannot wait to see what else is in store. I hope she doesn't get involved with Russell. I think we'll learn more about their past, but I hope that the past doesn't come back to them, because I think that would be a bit too predictable, and I just don't want that to happen. I might change my mind further down the line, but for now, those are my initial thoughts on their relationship. But this episode is amazing. The character is amazing. The episode is amazing. Everything we learned in this was fascinating. The narrative was so well structured, so well written. I absolutely adored it. I'm pretty confident that Stealing Home, 15 episodes into my CSI journey, is my favourite so far.